Hello, it says I'm live. I'm hoping that's right. But welcome to my channel. My name is Katie. First live. For some reason YouTube has allowed me to do this. I don't know what milestone I hit, but I hit it. So thank you for those that do watch. And I thought I would share some information that I found fairly recently over the past few weeks. None of it I don't know. None of it should raise any concern or anything. I'm just going to go through some stories that have caught my eye and some information that might have caught my eye. So let me just have a look-see. So, for example, did you know that, where is it? There we go. Published on the 28th of July was the Prime Minister's Business Council 2023 policy paper. And this is quoting from the government's website. The Prime Minister's Business Council supports the delivery of the Prime Minister's priority to grow the economy and make the UK the best place to do business. The Council works in partnership with the government to unlock investment, harness innovation, and improve access to skills and talent. The Council is co-chaired by the Prime Minister and his Special Advisor on Business and Investment. And one of the members of the Council that caught my eye was Wael Sawan. Apologies if I have mispronounced that. And they are the CEO of a rather large company called Shell, who have an interest in oil, let's say. So that was just a bit of useless information for you. The CEO of the oil company Shell was announced as a member of the Prime Minister's Business Council. Considering that we're meant to be focusing on helping the environment and reducing our reliance on oil and coal, it's not, I personally would think that that was a bit of a bad move. But yeah, who am I? I know nothing about energy or pricings of oil or environmental impacts other than the world is currently burning, But this was announced. Let me just double check the date, make sure I've got the right date. If it ever does it. Come on, computer. There we go. So, on the 18th of July 2023, it was announced that the CEO of Shell, the giant oil company, is now a member of Sunak's Business Council. And just a little bit of information, Shell has a business relationship with a company called Infosys. I think that's how you pronounce it. Infosys is a tech company, and they were founded by Narayana Murthy, who just happens to be the father-in-law of Rishi Sunak. Just a bit of useful information there. Something else that I found out. So, this was released on the 31st of July. Now, I will do a timeline for all of this so that you can keep track of what's happening when. Okay. But on the 31st of July, the Prime Minister announced hundreds of new North Sea oil and gas licenses. This apparently is to produce a boost in British energy independence and grow the economy. Hundreds of new oil and gas licenses will be granted in the UK, the Prime Minister Rishi Sunak has confirmed. Oil. There's a theme here. And something else that just happened to cross my path. So I mentioned Infosys, I may be mispronouncing it. The tech firm that was founded by Rishi Sunak's father-in-law signed a $1 billion deal with BP just before the Prime Minister opened new North Sea oil licenses. Now, I'm not one for believing in conspiracy theories, but there's something in that one. And just a side note, I happened to come across the ministerial code, which all ministers, including the Prime Minister, must follow. Okay, so let me find the bits that took particular interest for me. Let's have a look. Just a brief reminder, the Prime Minister is currently under investigation by the Parliament's Standards Watchdog over a possible failure to declare the shares that are held by his wife in a childcare agency that will benefit from the budget because he was going to give more money to childcare agencies. But some of the ministerial codes that you may find useful. 1.3.f. Ministers must ensure that no conflict arises or appears to arise between their public duties and their private interests. This is all on the government website, by the way. There's another one. Number 7. So, section 7.1. Ministers must ensure that no conflict arises or could reasonably be perceived to arise between their public duties and their private interests, financial or otherwise. And section 7.2, it is the personal responsibility of each minister to decide whether and what action is needed to avoid a conflict of the perception of a conflict, taking account of advice received from their Parliament's permanent secretary, and the independent advisor on ministers' interests. It's the personal responsibility of each minister to decide if action is needed as to their own conflicts of interest. Sure. Section 7.3, on appointment to each new office, ministers must provide their permanent secretary with a full list in writing of all interests which might be thought to give rise to a conflict. The list should also cover interests of the minister's spouse or partner and close family which might be thought to give rise to a conflict. Section 7.6, where it is proper for a minister to retain a private interest, he or she should declare that interest to ministerial colleagues if they have to discuss public business, which in any way affects it, and the minister should remain entirely detached from the consideration of that business. Similar steps may be necessary in relation to a minister's previous interests. Section 7.7. Ministers must scrupulously avoid any danger of an actual or perceived conflict of interest between their ministerial position and their private financial interests. I will be leaving a link below to the ministerial code. I will also be leaving, I'm going to have to insert a link to how to find your own MP. Yeah, just in case you ever need it. Sorry, I'm being catty. But brief summary. So I'm going to go all the way back in this timeline to when all of these different things kind of started to collide together. Is that a good word? So we're going to go way back. 2nd of July, 1981. Infosys, is a tech firm founded by Narayana Murthy. August 2009, Rishi Sunak, Prime Minister of the UK, gets married to Ashgata Murthy, the daughter of Narayana Murthy, who is the founder of Infosys, the tech company. And then on the 3rd of November 2021, Shell, the oil giant, became a client of Infosys. Okay, so up until November 2021, Infosys is founded. Sunak gets married to the daughter of the founder of Infosys, and then November 21, Shell and Infosys start to work together. And then this is where it starts to get a little bit interesting. On the 17th of May 2023, Infosys signs a $1 billion deal with BP. Billion with a B. With BP, the oil giant. 17th of May. 18th of July 2023. So 2 months after Infosys has signed a deal with BP, the Shell CEO joins Sunak's business council. So another oil giant, Shell, is now linked to the Prime Minister and the government. And the 31st of July 2023, Sunak announces new North Sea oil and gas licenses. So the tech firm that is working with BP and Shell is owned by Rishi Sunak's father-in-law, and Rishi Sunak has very recently announced new North Sea oil and gas licenses. I'm not going to say any further in case I get myself into trouble. I hope I don't. But this is according to the London Economic. I'm going to read verbatim now. A firm founded by Rishi Sunak's father-in-law signed a $1 billion deal with BP 2 months before the Prime Minister opened hundreds of new licenses for oil and gas extraction in the North Sea. In May, the Times of India reported that Infosys bagged a huge deal from the global energy company, which is thought to be the second largest in the history of the firm. The Indian IT company is owned by the Prime Minister's wife's family, although Sunak has insisted the matter is of no legitimate public interest. I am a member of the public and I'm interested. It has since come to light that the IT giant has been involved in £172 million worth of public sector contracts in the UK. and even the most innocent bystanders would admit that the current drive to increase oil and gas exploration in the North Sea is more than convenient. What's more, it's made even more convenient by the fact that one of Infosys' other major clients is Shell, whose CEO joined Rishi Sunak's new business council a few weeks ago and promised a candid collaboration with his government. So this is a quote from the Shell CEO, Wael Sawan. I am honoured to join the Prime Minister's Business Council to help drive prosperity and growth in the UK, specifically through the provision of secure, affordable and cleaner energy. The economic and societal challenges we face today require candid collaboration between government and business to deliver the undoubted growth potential that we have in this country. Okay, that's direct quote from the CEO of Shell, the oil giant, who works with Infosys, which is a company owned by Rishi Sunak's father-in-law. Sunak has insisted granting new oil and gas licences for the UK was entirely consistent with the UK commitment to reach net zero emissions by 2050. The PM said even then the UK would still need oil and gas for 25% of its energy needs, with the PM saying he was seeking to power Britain from Britain rather than the UK relying on foreign dictators for its energy supplies. Didn't I see something that we export a large percentage of our energy? I may have to Google that and I'll have a look. Apologies, just moving around. Speaking about the need for oil and gas, the Prime Minister said, if we're going to need it, far better to have it here at home rather than shipping it here from halfway around the world with 2, 3, 4 times the amount of carbon emissions versus the oil and gas we have here at home. So it's entirely consistent with our plans to get to net zero. Okay. How much of our energy do we ship abroad? Okay, fine. How much energy does the UK export? I need percentages. I need percent. There we go. That might be it. Do you want to do it? Thank you. Okay. There we go. So, according to Energy Live News, in September 2022, we exported 8% of the electricity generated within the UK. Whilst it's only 8%, still, like, we couldn't have kept hold of that because we can't store our own energy, can we? Well, not our own electric, but yeah. Anywho. Huh. Bear with me. So this is on, I believe it's called Offshore Energies UK. Okay. The UK can't refine and manufacture the amount of oil-based products it uses. We rely on other countries to produce the products we need. There's a question on here. Why is the UK exporting gas when it's in such short supply? The UK lacks gas storage capacity for overall demand. The UK has just 0.9 BCM of gas storage relative to around 80 BCM. I'm sure that makes sense to some of you. But yeah, we seem to be transporting a lot of our energy overseas rather than keeping it for ourselves. It is almost as if that makes money. Makes money to send energy elsewhere, whereas giving it to our own people who are struggling to pay their bills, no, that doesn't make money. But don't forget, I'll be linking all these stories in the description and how you can find who your local MP is. Just in case you were curious how to find that out, you never know. And I think that was all I wanted to cover. But no, I didn't want to do that. So, just a brief timeline summary. Infosys, a very large tech company, is owned by Rishi Sunak's father-in-law. They have a deal between themselves and Shell, the oil giant, to do their bits of their tech. Okay, so that's Infosys and Shell, and then the Prime Minister. Okay, they're all mixed into this pot so far. But then Infosys signs $1 billion with BP, signed $1 billion deal, with BP earlier this year. Just a couple of months before Sunak announces that the Shell CEO is joining his business council and that he is launching new North Sea oil and gas licenses. And a brief reminder of the Minister's Code of Conduct. Is that what it was called? Ministerial Code. Same diff. Ministers should take care to ensure they do not become associated. Oh no, that's the wrong one. Ministers must scrupulously avoid any danger of an actual or perceived conflict of interest between their ministerial position and their private financial interests. And Rishi Sunak has said that him allowing new licenses for North Sea oil and gas, there is no, what was it, legitimate public interest in that? Something along those lines. So yeah, I'm not going to say any more because I'll get myself into trouble. But I look forward to reading your comments. Please follow, like and subscribe. It'd be really nice to talk to some of you and actually have these discussions, and maybe we can I'm going to stop there. Thank you very much, and I will speak to you all soon. Bye.